All right, guys, masterclass, local case study, week 11 review. We're going to go over this very briefly. I did not get my notes open for that. Just 1 minute. I've got a couple. Where am I? Semantic Mastery Board. Week 25 notes. Here we go. Okay. So this I want to talk about briefly. The organic rankings, maps ranking, updated sliders on the site, crowd search campaign. I set that up today for navigational searches. We're going to run through this stuff very quickly today because I wanted to get to some of the affiliate stuff today. Unfortunately, we lost about 25 minutes. Update to prospecting, guys. I got a hot prospect on the hook right now. I'm waiting on a reply from him, but I pretty much think I've got the site monetized. Okay. Expense report next week. So the maps report, I'll drop the links into, I don't even know if I have a chat open anymore. You guys, I'm not even going to look at these right now with you. We're just going to drop the links and keep moving. Let me see if I can find the chat box. None of this shit is working, so you have to give me a minute, guys. Where the hell is my chat box? It's not even here. Where are you, Adam?
You got to restart the, yeah, just do it through Gmail normally.
Okay, here we go. All right, that's the maps marketing or the maps ranking. For some reason, today, my site has disappeared out of maps out of the 3-pack, except for one keyword. It's gone in all the rest, which is odd because yesterday when I was actually doing a personalized video for one of the contractors that I'm in chatting with right now for that's potentially going to be the one that ends up running the site from me. And everything was ranked incredibly well yesterday, and then today it's gone. And it sucks because he might be actually looking at the video today that I'd sent him, and then if he wants to go check for himself and it's not in maps, it's going to look funny, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's just it's a normal dance, and just so be it. Just so happens today that it's not showing in maps. In fact, if we go take a look, I'm not sure, maybe it's already back, I don't know. But we were ranking #1 forever for kitchen remodeling, Gainesville, VA. And yeah, you see it's not in maps right now. It's not in the top 3. If we look at here, I think it's in position 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just doing a dance. It is what it is. I'm not going to sweat it. It's just part of the, part of what we do. So, it should come back. It's been #1 for a while. And for most of the keyword phrases, it's been in the top 3. So I'm assuming it's going to come back. I might have to add a couple more citations or something like that to get it to come back. Hopefully I can do that fairly quickly, especially because I got somebody that's incredibly interested. So, and we're not going to get a chance to go through like everything with that today, but you guys can see. Did I drop the screencast link for organic ranks to you, Adam?
Sorry, one more time.
Did I drop the link for the organic ranking too for the screenshot? Okay. Organic, guys, I climbed a little bit, but remember last week I had a little bit of a hit for a couple of them. So I pretty much evened out from the week before. So, not a big change there. Okay. The maps fluctuations, like I said, that's normal. I'm not going to sweat it. That's kind of stuff that happens all the time. Let me double check. I want to make sure my mic is right. I'm probably on the wrong mic. Is that better? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All right. So anyways, let's keep rolling through this, guys. New sliders. If you guys take a look at the site, all I did different to the site was just to make it more presentable to the potential renter of the site or lead buyer, depending on what kind of a deal we work out. Right now, I left that in his court. Let's see, localhomepros.net. I'm still waiting. I'm going to have a phone conversation with the gentleman by the end of this week, and I'll determine exactly how we're going to work this out, the agreement out. But all I did was I added some sliders. If we sit here for a second, you'll see the sliders will change, and each one of the sliders are linked to the corresponding page, okay? So I added 5 sliders. Each one links to the page. That's the only thing I did different, and I just did that so that when he went to go look at the site, he'd see that it is, it's got some images other than that, whatever the default image was that was there before, okay? So did nothing else different for that. Let's keep moving. I set up a navigational query campaign using crowd search. I've got, in case you guys still aren't using this, I'm going to drop the link for Adam. Crowdsearch.me. You can use that for all different kinds of stuff, but I'm using it right now for a navigational search campaign, and what that can do is hopefully help to force this to show back up in the maps. And the reason I say that is because one of the things that you can do to build authority to your site is to set up navigational search queries, or to get navigational search queries. Okay, just so happens we can spam that with tools like crowdsearch.me, right? So, for example, a navigational search, guys, for those of you that are unaware of it, I did a full entire webinar on this, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But basically, there's informational searches, and then there's navigational searches, and then there's transactional searches. Those are pretty much like the three categories of searches. Navigational searches, information searches are people generally looking for information. They're usually broad. They're not people looking. They're people that are looking for more information. They're not necessarily that far along in the buying cycle. Transactional queries are obviously when somebody's specifically looking for a particular product or something, and that means they're ready to buy. They've got credit card in hand. Well, a navigational query is especially important for like local businesses because that shows or indicates brand, a strong brand, because a navigational search means somebody looking for a particular, like doing a search for a brand. Okay, so for a company. And it can include multiple types of navigational search queries, such as the brand name plus phone. In other words, somebody looking for a phone number that knows of the business, but needs a phone number. So like, let's say Gainesville Home Pros phone, right? Just say phone. And what it does is, look, see this, guys? That is Google's knowledge graph showing the phone. Why is this phone showing up like this, guys? Because of the structured data that I have in the header of the site, the JSON markup. It's just schema.org markup, but in JSON LD format. We went over this already, but that's showing up right there because of it. Well, that right there is considered a navigational search query because it's somebody looking for the brand plus phone. Okay, just searching for the brand name alone is a navigational search query, and that indicates a strong brand, a brand recognition, right? So doing navigational searches such as just the business name plus phone, the business name plus location. That's another one. Okay. Another one is Gainesville Home Pros contact. That's another one. Another one would be Gainesville Home Pros remodeling. So the business name plus one of the keywords or services. Okay, all of these are considered and you can see because I'm logged in. If I close this out, now that personalized results don't show. But my point is every single one of these are considered navigational search terms. So it basically can improve the what Google considers site weight. Okay, it will make your site heavier. It'll give it more weight because it's showing that you have a strong brand. So I haven't done that to this point. Okay. And once I saw that some of the maps listings had disappeared or, dropped, which is normal, I know, but what I want to do is try to get it back. So I'm going to force through crowdsearch.me, Google to recognize the site as having a strong brand. Okay. Even though it's completely false, right? It's a false brand and it's going to be false traffic. It's still going to be, kind of force them to recognize it as being a stronger brand. All right. So I set up a navigational query campaign. All right. My curator added a couple additional posts. So no big deal there. You guys can go take a look at that. Just click on the blog if you want. They look just as good as the other ones did. So she's just really good, but she added 2 more. So I think that's a total of 9 posts now on the site, which is what's helping with the organic ranking as well. The prospecting email, I got a reply from the 10 emails that I sent last week. If you guys remember, last week I sent an email and I carbon copied everybody to it instead of doing it individually because I wanted to do it myself because I was impatient. I didn't want to wait, and I shouldn't have done it. I should have let my VA do it on an individual level. But anyways, I selected the 10 contractors out of the 60 that we had originally emailed that had the most activity, right? There was 10 of them. And that had a lot of activity that showed significant interest in the email by clicking it, opens a bunch or forwarded or whatever, clicked on the links within the email. So I selected those 10 people out of there, and then I resent a second email to them. I didn't send to the other 50. And in fact, I had, about 10 or 12 emails that bounced back out of that initial 60. So those had to be scrubbed from the list to begin with. And then I actually had on the second email that I sent out to the 10 people that I did last week, I had one person kindly ask me to remove them from my mailing list. So that left 9 people that I had mailed to last week. Well, one of them replied and said that he was interested. And he left his phone number, his cell number, because it's different from the number on his website. And his website is not ranked, and it's a piece of shit. It's like one of those, what is it? Those GoDaddy websites or something. Like you can tell he did it himself. It's a piece of garbage. So, you know, he'd be interested in it. So what I did was yesterday, I spent about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I looked up his website, and then I did a personalized video to him showing his website and then talking to him about explaining what it is that I got. And I was 100% honest with him, guys. And this is an approach I've used for years when it came to lead gen. I told him, hey, look, I'm a marketing guy. I teach SEO, and I was teaching a class, and I set up a case study, and lo and behold, the case study that I set up ranked, and it's generating leads. And I hate to let it go, let it go to waste. It would be an awful, it's ranking, it's producing phone calls. I don't want to let it, I would hate to let it go. Okay. Just because somebody could benefit from these leads. And I've used that same exact pitch for years. Okay. Where I've said, hey, look, I've got this site. I did it for a case study, and it's generating leads now. I don't provide those services. I'm looking for somebody that could benefit from them, from these leads, that would want to, purchase the leads from me or rent from a flat fee. And I said that in the video. Okay. So it was almost a 10-minute video, or just over a 10-minute video, actually, where I just explained what it was. I showed him in all these different tabs that I had opened up for all the different keywords it was ranking, both in maps and organic, plus the videos and everything else. And I just went through every one of them, and I said, look, we're not getting a ton of phone calls, but here are the phone calls that we've had since June 24th or whatever it was when the site went live. We've had about, 9 valid leads. That's not a lot of leads, but as you well know, if you get a kitchen remodeling job, it's a $30,000 kitchen. That's going to more than pay for the site for, the next year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you're marketing, it's totally worth it. So it's not a high volume keyword. However, it produces high ticket items. So if you'd be interested in it, here are the different options available. We can purchase it on a pay per lead basis. In other words, qualifying phone calls, you're going to be billed a flat fee for each call. What I mean by qualified is it has to be over a certain amount of time, the duration. If you want, one of the options is we can set up a call. I can set up a call center where the calls are screened. If the calls go directly to you, you're going to get spam calls. That's the nature of the business. And this is what all that I said in the video, guys. I'm not going to share the video with you only because I want to protect this guy's privacy. And I spoke directly to him. All right. But I'll share exactly what it is that I said in there. And I told him, I said, if I set up a call center, I can have my call center screen the calls. And once the lead information is collected, they can text and or email to you, plus even do a live transfer if you'd like. I said, what's good about that is it screens the calls. You will only be billed for calls that are bona fide leads. If the calls go directly to you, then you would be billed for any call that went over a certain duration. And that could be a sales guy that catches you off guard and keeps you on the phone. You're still going to get billed for that. So if you want to do it that way, you can do that, or we can just do a flat fee. And I told him, I said, look, I did this for a class. This site's available. I'd like to get somebody benefit from these leads. You seem like you could be it. So get back to me when you get a chance. Just reply to this email, and I'll set up a phone call with you for later this week. And again, he gave me his phone number. Well, I could have just called him, but I didn't. Okay, because I wanted to send him a warm-up video so that he knew what it was, so that it would make the phone call even easier. And let me just show you very quickly. I don't know how much we're going to get into the affiliate stuff today, which sucks because I did a lot of work for that. We can cover it next week. As of earlier today, he hadn't read it yet. Let's see if he read it now. Yeah, see, he hasn't read it yet. It's still showing as sent, not read. So, this might be one of those types of guys that only checks his email every few days. He's a contractor, right? That happens a lot. So if he has not opened up that secondary or that third email that I've sent him yet that was personalized, I'll call him and say, hey, this is Bradley, the guy that sent you the lead information. If you want, go check your email, please. I sent you an email with a video that I made specifically for you explaining what it is that I have and how we can both benefit from it. And then once you've seen that video, reply to the email and I'll schedule a 15-minute phone call with you. All right. So again, I expect to probably talk to that guy on the phone by the end of this week, which is only in 2 days. Probably on Friday I'll talk to him. All right. So my goal, my whole entire goal in telling you all this, guys, is that I want to close this job out, right, and get it monetized. And I hope to have that by next week. By next Wednesday or next meeting, I would like to be able to say, woohoo, I've got it monetized. This job's closed out. Now we can focus exclusively on the affiliate campaign and in what's coming next. Okay. Curated posts, I had 2 additional posts or 3 or whatever added. I'm now at $81 for curated posts. Next week, more blog posts. She's got a few more that she's going to do. She's going to target the Haymarket keywords. Continue the prospecting campaign in case something doesn't work out with that guy. I've still got the other 8 people left on that list of 10. Remember, one asked me to remove them, so there's still additional 8 people that I could follow up with again. Plus, there's the other 40 from 60. Remember, it was about 61 or something like that. I think I've got 39 others that were still valid that I could email again. And so if I have any issues without getting it monetized or, locked up by the end of this week, then I'll go ahead and mail out again to everybody. But not bad. You got to consider, I did a very modest mailing campaign on this one, guys, to a niche that I don't have a lot of experience in. And I've already got somebody pretty much locked up. Okay. And doing exactly, they didn't go through the funnel like I wanted them to, but that's the nature of this business, guys. It doesn't work like, if you're doing a lot of mass mailings, like hundreds of emails at a time, then the funnels are great. But when you're doing it on such a small scale like this, it might take a little bit more manual work, but it's still, so far, I've done very little, and I've got somebody that I'm in quasi communication with over this already. It seems like it's going to work. Okay. The guy could use the leads. I know that. All right. All right, we got about 15 minutes, guys. We'll just run through a couple things here. I guess we'll go into more depth. I was going to set up an actual campaign with you guys today, another YouTube campaign, because I wanted to show you some stuff, but I don't think we're going to get to it. We're not going to have time. Well, let's go through this. Affiliate Case Study Week 6 review. Questions are normally welcome as we cover this, but we got a lot to go through, guys. Like I said, I think we'll just make up for this next week. Product review. I got the product review done for Eat That Frog. I added an exit pop to the site, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. And I also added the automated network indexing. Let's go through each one of these separately, and then we'll get into that. Ad campaign review. I wanted to go over what, the ad campaigns have been running for a week now. The other one's been running for about 9 or 10 days. The other one for 7 days, because we set it up last Wednesday, if you remember that. So I've gone in and I've actually tweaked that. I've played around with it. I've adjusted them. I was going to show you all of that today, but we might have to wait and do that next week. And then I wanted to set up a product review ad campaign, and I'll explain that in just a moment. All right, so the product review. I'm going to grab this link, Adam, drop it on the page. This is the product review. Now, right now, it's just the video. I did a video review of the product. It's 20 minutes long, but I did an in-depth review of it. However, I've got the video. I just completed this morning, by the way. So I sent the video to be transcribed. What the hell is this? Oh, you know what? I bet you that's shitty. I bet you that's that script for the exit pop. Damn it. I'm going to have to work on that. I guarantee you that's it. It is. I can see it sticking up down there. All right. Anyways, you guys check that out. Isn't that cool? That's the exit pop. It's done by ClickFunnels. It's a piece of code that you add to the post, but it's showing as a broken image right here. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to, I'm going to have to probably get on with their support and figure out why, because it wasn't showing that before. So I'm not sure what's going on. Might be a conflict with a plugin or something. But anyways, that's really cool. You see that? That's freaking awesome. I love that. All right. And so anyways, this is a product review. It's just the video. I sent it to be transcribed. There's a couple transcription services. I always use SpeechPad. It's just because I've been using them forever. So I just, out of habit, I just went straight to SpeechPad and uploaded the video. And it cost I chose the 3-day option, which means it would be completed within 3 days. And it was
I've used Rev too.
I know, that's the other one that I posted. And I chose the dollar. Well, it's weird because anyways, the one I chose was $1.25 per minute. It's a 20, and it shows as a 22-minute video. So it was like, I don't know, $27.50 or something like that. Whatever. It was like $28 basically to get it. And it's going to be back to transcription. It'll be back in 3 days. where I could have gone the Rev, which is the other one that I know Adam used. I've never used them, but I knew about it. So that's why I had it in my notes. And I could have gone the Rev, and it would have been $1 per minute and back in 24 hours. So I should have used them, but I just out of habit used SpeechPad. So unfortunately, I won't get it back for a few days. But once I do, I'm going to add that as the text underneath the video, and then also in the YouTube description. Okay. Well, it won't all fit in the YouTube description, but I'm going to use it as the text for the blog post, which is the product review. All right. So I'll have to do a little bit of editing and clean it up and format it and stuff. But other than that, you can see this is it. I've got a little description of it up here. There's a little image. Then the visit website is the affiliate link. Okay. It's a masked affiliate link because I'm using Pretty Link. So if I click on that, you'll see it's just going to take me right over to the affiliate page. And when somebody purchases, I get credit. Okay. So, but what I like about this, like I said, other than this, which I'm going to have to get with ClickFunnels and figure out, or just do some troubleshooting, figure out why that's showing. But it's got that exit pop, and I love that because it's got that like darkened background and brings the stuff in. And so my goal was to start sending traffic to that product review page, very targeted traffic. And then anybody that lands on that page, if they don't purchase the product, at least they're going to, some of them are going to opt in for that, for the opt-in. And that's what the squeeze, what they call a click pop is for. Okay. So that I can get them to at least opt into the list, which is really, to me, it's almost as valuable to have. Well, it's more valuable actually to have them on my mailing list than it is to have them purchase a $20 product that I get a 25% commission on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And those pop-ups work.
Yeah, they do. They work really, really well. Because we get them on Semantic Mastery all the time. So anyways, that's that. Looks like I'm going to have to edit that a little bit or work on that a little bit, but not a big deal. Automated indexing. Okay, so just so you guys know, let me grab the link for that. This is the blog post that I did showing exactly how I set this up. I know some of you guys have seen this before, but for those of you that haven't, we're going to cover this briefly. Let me let that load. All right, so if we go in here, guys, I'm using the Backlink Commando plugin. And the reason why is, okay, so I have an IFTTT network set up for this growth training site so that any product reviews that I do or any blog posts that I do, because they both go into the feed, will update and get syndicated, right? Plus, I can, if I wanted, I could have the YouTube channel also attached there, but I think I've got it attached to the blog. And let's just double check because I'm pretty sure. I'm in fact, I'm almost positive that, yeah, because I saw the review earlier, but let's go look at the feed. And this is a normal feed. I don't even have the Semantic Mastery plugin installed for this yet, because this is the first post that I've done. But you can see that this is just using the Yoast RSS attribution link right now. And it's not showing that. Well, I got to put this SMRSS plugin on here, and then it'll show the full text, the full post and everything. Anyways, my point in showing this to you is I've got an IFTTT network built around this site already. In fact, I think it's a 3-tier net, or a 2-tier network. So it's a full 2-tier network. It's got tier 1, 3 tier 2 rings, and then I got the Twitter account based on some of the stuff that I'm learning as well from the RYS Academy that you can do with Twitter. And I can't reveal that stuff to you guys, but I can just tell you that I've got the Twitter, account for RYS, or no, I'm sorry, excuse me, for this, which is the Growth Training Twitter account. Let's go ahead and open that up. I've got this attached to a secondary IFTTT network where this Twitter account is the trigger. Okay, so I'm doing some pretty ninja stuff with that. I learned that I picked up from Gary and Marco because they are doing some awesome stuff with Twitter. And by the way, just so you guys know, they're working on another course right now called Twitter SEO Academy. And it's going to be an entire course about how to just use Twitter for SEO. Okay, so and there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on with Twitter right now and Google. There's like this freaking bromance between them, between Google and Twitter right now. And nobody else is talking about Twitter SEO. So that's something else that we're putting together right now. But I'm testing that right now. So anyways, basically the reason why I was telling you this is because I've got, anytime I do a post on here, it's now going to syndicate out as well as the video with the embed and everything else. Okay. And so in fact, if we go over here let's just go take a look at YouTube real quick. Let's just go to YouTube. How about that? I'm logged in now. I wonder if that's going to make, yeah, I'm sure it is. But if we say eat that frog review, let's see where it is. There it is. That's not great, but it's not bad considering that's the first video on that channel, really. The first one that was syndicated. So we're down here 8 hours ago. What are we? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and YouTube. That's not bad. Again, once I start getting some more posts on this channel and the network gets primed more, I should start to see some results from this. You know, my video is starting to pop up for, you know, higher in the search results. Not bad though. All right, so automated indexing. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. The automated indexing is the backlink commando plugin. So for those of you that are unaware of what that does, go to the blog post. Did I send you the link? Yeah, I did. Go to the blog post and just watch the training about it, and it will you can see exactly what it is and how it works. But essentially, it's a plugin that you can purchase that you can install on a WordPress site, and then you set up a cron job, which I recommend you use an external cron. And all of this is talked about in this video. And because they're, you know, anyways, you set up an external cron and then you connect your RSS feeds, all of your RSS feeds from your IFTTT networks. Okay, you go take the RSS feeds from each one of your IFTTT properties that produces an RSS feed. WordPress, Tumblr, Blogger, app.net, Delicious, Digo, Evernote, not Evernote, I'm sorry, Instapaper. Those all produce RSS feeds. And so what you want, and even read later as an RSS feed too, or Pocket, I'm sorry, Pocket. Anyways, you take those RSS feeds and then you submit them to the backlinks index, the backlink commando plugin. And then you also set up the API or connect via API to either backlinks indexer, or you can do linklicious.co or linklicious. Yes, it's .co now, but let me just show you. Go to general settings and backlinks indexer and linklicious. However, keep this in mind. Let me show you. If we go to third party, and this is all taught in the video, but if we scroll down, you got backlinks indexer and linklicious, but linklicious is also the same company as 1 hour indexing, and I use 1 hour indexing also. I use backlinks indexer and 1 hour indexing. Those are the two services that I use as indexers. And so you can connect both of them up to here. And what happens is, if we go take a look at RSS, I've only got my tier 1 network sites in here right now, and the tier 1 network sites from the Twitter network. Remember, I told you guys I've got a secondary network that I'm using. Twitter is the trigger. So that secondary network, the only thing that's being fed into that network are tweets. Okay. And so I've got those two networks right now, RSS feeds into here. And so what happens is when it processes through the cron, which goes on a schedule, and you set the schedule, it will go extract all of the URLs from each one of those feeds and put them in a queue, and then upload those, automatically submit those from the queue based on the scheduled settings that you set up to be sent to the indexers. Okay, and it really helps with SEO. It helps to get those Web 2 links indexed, and it's just really powerful, and it's 100% hands-free once you set it up. All right, so I highly recommend it. I'm going to go ahead and add the other 3 tier 2 networks in here as well. I just didn't have time to do that today, but you know, I've actually had as many as with our How to SEO network. We've got 16 rings, and I've got all 16 rings RSS feeds in one plugin. Like, they're all submitted through the same plugin and all processed from that one plugin. So it's pretty impressive. But just so you guys see, manage backlinks. If we take a look at this, this will show you the link, index, the links already that are they're pending, which means that the next cron job, I think I've got it set up to process 4 links every 6 hours. So every 6 hours, it'll come in and actually grab 4 of these URLs that are pending and send them to the indexers. Okay, and in the next 4 hours, it'll come back and grab another 4. And it'll also process the feeds to see if there's any new items, and if so, it'll add them to the queue. Hopefully you guys get that. All right, we're almost out of time. So all I wanted to talk about, since we're not going to get a chance to go through any of the YouTube ad stuff today, which is what I wanted to do, I do want to just give you an idea of, because I'm going to go ahead and set this campaign up between now and next week, guys. Unfortunately, I don't want to wait for a week to set up the campaign because then I will have lost traffic for a week. But I'm just going to give you the idea of what I was going to do, and then maybe we'll set up another product review campaign next week during, for another product. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. So let me, excuse me, let me get in here for just 1 minute. We should be done here in just about 5 or 10 minutes, Adam. What am I looking for?
That's good. I was going to take today off. This has been a lot of work for me.
After 2 weeks. All right. So guys, what I did was, because of Eat That Frog review, it's almost ready. The video's done. I'm just waiting on the transcription. Well, what I did was I went ahead and went into TubeSift, which that'd be a good cue for you, Adam. But I went into TubeSift, and remember, TubeSift is the software that I'm using to find my placements, my targeting placements, or my targets for my ads, right? So I came in here and I put in quotes, Eat That Frog, which is the product itself. So you guys, you can't get any more targeted than this. This is specifically targeted, keywords targeted for that product title, which is Eat That Frog. If I click search, it's only going to show the videos that have monetization enabled so that I can get my ads in front of. And these are people searching for Eat That Frog. So I'm going to go ahead and just cancel search. But you can see that we have Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. Here's Eat That Frog in the ABCDE method, which is one of the methods described inside of Eat That Frog. This is a crazy looking lady, but she is talking about stopping procrastination in Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog. Here's a sketch video about Eat That Frog. So I scraped 100 videos before. I should have set it to more, but I scraped 100 videos before, and I went through, because remember, YouTube search isn't great. So some of the stuff that was in there wasn't relevant. So I ended up with, I cleaned the list and only selected the ones that were relevant to that product. And then I think I stopped at like anything that had less than 200 views. Okay. So I scrubbed it down to, it looks like I think I've got, this is at row 52. So yeah, one of them being a header. So I got 51 URLs scraped that are from, that are specifically about Eat That Frog. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, let me grab the, you guys can see this too, Adam, if you want to post this on the page too.
Sure.
All right. So what I did was I went over into V-Roll, and we've got, in case you guys are interested in V-Roll too, this is the ad software that I use to create the ads. If you want to see it, I'll pause or I'll turn the music down. But this is just saying an honest and in-depth. Now hold on, let's back that up again. Look at the first thing that somebody sees. This is going to be the pre-roll ad that plays in front of these Eat That Frog videos. Okay, so remember, all of these are, there's 51 URLs here that are specifically about that product, Eat That Frog. And now I'm going to put an ad in front of them. And the first thing that they see is going to be honest and in-depth Eat That Frog review. Okay. The next thing is I went ahead and grabbed a book cover from Eat That Frog. You see that? So now they're seeing the Eat the Frog book cover. And I talked about why, find out why it's the best training available on eliminating procrastination or whatever. All right. And then the next one says, free, achieve more in less time, blah, blah, blah. Click this link to get the full review now. Okay. And so essentially I'm going to set up an ad for those specific video URLs and put that very, very targeted messaging video in front of those videos there. So don't you think I'm going to have a higher click-through rate on that? All right, that's my whole point. What I like about V-Roll, by the way, if you guys are interested in V-Roll, you can get, like, I wouldn't recommend for, like, they got a $97 a month plan, which gives you 10 videos per month. They have targeting software and everything. It's not near as good as TubeSift, but if you're on a budget and you still want to do YouTube ads, that you can use their targeting software right inside of V-Roll. It's just not as good as TubeSift. I can tell you that right now. Okay, but it does work. It's a good alternative if you don't have it. And for $97 a month, you can get 10 of these videos, and they like it. You fill in 5 lines of text. If I refresh that, guys, that's 1 line. You get 40 characters per line. You get 5 lines of text, right? And that's it. And you upload a 2-dimensional image and a logo, and you pick your music and you pick your template, and that's it. And so about 20 minutes later, the video is done. All right, and so To me, the amount of time that it saves to be able to use this is totally worth it. Go to semanticmastery.com/VRoll, VEEROLL. Okay, and you can check it out there if you'd like. I think it's a good service for what I do. I totally think it's worth it just because it saves me a shit ton of time. All right, but my whole point with that, like I said, is guys, with VRoll you can get, or even if you're doing it on your own, when you get this targeted, I'm going to be placing an ad that the very first thing that it says in the ad is something about the product that people are searching in YouTube for. Right, and I'm putting it in front of product keyword videos specifically about the product. So that's incredibly targeted. You can't get any more targeted than that. All right, and so anyways, that was my goal. I was going to actually set this campaign up with you guys on today, but we're out of time because of the technical difficulties. So unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and set this one up anyways because I want to start driving more traffic to that post, and that obviously maybe I'll get an affiliate sale out of it, right? Maybe. But that's not really what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is, I mean, that would be a nice bonus if somebody gets driven to here and I purchase it from me. That would be great because I'll make a few bucks. But what I'm also looking for is what? This. I want the opt-in so that I can get them on my mailing list. Okay. And so this is a great targeted way to do it. All right.
Cool.
Do we have any questions that need to be answered?
Not really, guys. I was just gonna say, just because of what happened today, I know some of you did have some questions. Some of them got answered, but if you have something that's really important, just pop it in the Facebook group so that we see it and we'll get to it.
Yeah, guys, we really apologize for the technical difficulties. Everybody write to Google and complain.
Yes. Do not write support.semanticmastery.com.
Don't complain to us. Complain to Google. If you complain
Adam's usually nice and replies, but those will get deleted.
I was going to say, if you complain to us, we're just going to forward them to Google.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Again, sorry guys about that. Not our fault. We were trying hard. I'm glad Bradley actually was able to get it figured out there at the end. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I got it figured out, but we got it to work briefly.
Yeah. So next week, what'd you say? We'll do hour and a half.
Yeah, I think next week we'll plan on running to 6:30 next week, and I'll spend that extra 30 minutes going over another ad campaign setup, target a product ad campaign, because that is incredibly targeted, more so than what we did last week. And that's what I wanted to show you guys, was setting up a really, really targeted campaign. So we'll talk about that. And you know what? This will actually be good because you'll be able to see the data from what I set up now that I had planned to set up today. Between now and next week, you'll see me set up a campaign, but then we can also go through the results from that targeted campaign that I set up this week. Okay. So we'll see you guys next week. Mastermind members, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Be excited because we've got the SERP Space announcement tomorrow. So we'll see everybody then.
Sweet. All right. See you guys.
Thanks. Bye.